Greetings, and welcome back to another episode of the Anhedenia Project. Woo! This time I am covering Fleas 2. Now, I had recorded a short video that was a reactionary video after I watched it, I want to say a week before last, but then I thought that's like a 1 minute reaction, and though a lot of this is about that particular type of reaction, it's not quite what I feel is deserving of this project. So I wanted to give it some time to where I could actually look at it, examine it, and do a little bit more of a, not in-depth, but a little bit better shot of a review. So essentially, this is the sequel to Fleas, which was a pretty good film. If you looked at my little tier list, the last episode, I actually tier rated all of the Anhedenia films just to say these are the greatest ones, these are the ones that I don't need to watch again. And I want to say Fleas kind of hit the middle. It had some good stuff in it. It had some very disturbing stuff. But in general, I thought it was a good film. Fleas 2 Home Remedies picks up on that by having this dude who doesn't really believe in modern medicine, kind of. He's all about these home remedies he saw online. And so it starts off with him trying to treat an ingrown toenail and ends with well, let's just say it kind of ends much like the first film ends, and we'll leave it at that. That way hopefully you're not going to get too many spoilers from that particular. The acting in the film is fairly decent. It's believable. I admit the acting only had to be so far because the way that the film runs, I wasn't paying as much attention to the nuances of the acting and the writing as I was to other things. But writing wise, again, I thought that it was fairly decent for what it was. And this is the part where I have to say is the harder part, which is just in general the subject matter and effects. Now, for those who really like those kind of gory movies, this really kind of hits that spot with minimal effects, and they do a good job of utilizing very little to project something much more disturbing. I mean, this was actually very low as far as budget is concerned. I think they did this very cheaply, but the way that it came across, I had to look away sometimes, and that's impressive because in reality they really weren't doing all that much. But that coupled with the sounds and just in general what they're talking about, it really did affect me in a way that I realized I shouldn't have been eating when I was starting to look at this film. Now, as far as music, there wasn't much in the way there. What little was there was fine. I like that I like it when they do some set changes. They do a lot of, like, they go from the room that they're in and doing the disturbing stuff to the outside, which is good. It brings a little bit of a break in the kind of cringiness, and then brings us back. Now, overall, I would say that if you really like movies that kind of go to places that leave you kind of just to give you that just that feeling of being disturbed or just having difficulty even watching, this probably is the film for you. If you don't like those types of things in horror, this is not the film for you. Now, Fleas can be bought on SRS through that, and Fleas 2 will also be distributed through that platform. But of course, as always, I recommend go ahead, pay the $2, check it out on Vimeo, and if you like it, then support it on that physical. I know I was surprised why I didn't have Fleas 1. I know when I get a little bit of money together, because they're not super expensive, I'm probably going to get both of those Fleas movies because I can't believe I don't have the first one in my collection. So it is worth having in. I would say out of the horror that I have seen, this one gets much more of a reaction than many. So I think it's very effective at what it does. I'm not sure if what it does is in my likability wheelhouse. It kind of hits that on the edge, but I do like that it does get the reaction that it is looking for. Well, this has been another quick episode of the Anhedenia Project. If you like this, of course, hit that like, hit that subscribe, but we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.